Hopefully, so we're live, hopefully on Facebook and YouTube. Hopefully we will also go live on Instagram. This is what didn't work on Monday. Instagram doesn't like Instagram. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. We're live on Instagram. Apologies if you're watching on Instagram and you missed Monday's session. We had some technical problems. We're live on YouTube, Instagram, and Zoom. It's a Wednesday morning movement and breath. So I really want to focus on breath connected to the movement. So really keep that connection through movement and breath. But as we usually do on a Wednesday, a little bit more focus on strength and stretching rather than just the breath. Let's start off with mobilization. So take your feet shoulder width apart, tall through the spine. And then let's start with spinal cord breathing. So breathing in and breathing out. Tilting the pelvis, lifting the sternum. And following the breath. Yeah, yesterday in Portugal, here it was like 35 degrees. And I think it's wafting up to the UK, or definitely to the south of the UK, I think, today for you. I shall send you the weather. But it's interesting how, when we're looking at external influences on the nervous system, remembering how heat, cold, environment affects our nervous system. Next in breath, I know everyone is going at your own rhythm. So the next in breath, I'd just like you to rotate to one side. So you're breathing in and out a few times just down that side, and really make sure you use that pelvic tilt as well. So really getting into that hip bone, particularly on the side where you are rotating away from. And obviously, if there's any pain, you stop. It's not about pain. I'm getting some nice cracks and crunches down my spine. When you're ready, come back to the center from that side. Usually best way to come back to the center is on an exhale. But again, go at your own pace. We'll do a few more down the center if you're back at the center. Connecting the breath with the movement. And then rotating to the other side. Think of this as encouraging the fascia, the ligaments and the tendons to lengthen, unwind. And then back to the center. And then one last down the center. Big, slow, full breath, really expanding, breathing in. And then breathing out. And stand tall, taking your feet hip width. I always, we talk about stretching. That word can often suggest like, oh, I'm just going to pull everything. And remember, if we force the body to stretch, it just goes, I don't want to do that. And it starts to tighten up. So here it's about encouraging lengthening of the fascia and the tissues. Let's take our feet shoulder width apart. And we'll do exactly that movement I just did there. So we're going to breathe in. And then you're going to push out to the side, breathing out. And then breathing in. And breathing out. Stretch the fingers, stretch the arms, breathing in. And again, follow your breath. Connect the movement to the breath. Next one goes straight into Buddha holds up the earth. So here you're breathing in and then breathing out. Really stretch through the fingers, the arms. Have that combination of strength, so as you're lifting, think strength. And then as you're breathing out, softness. Really open the front of the rib cage, so lifting the heart to the sky, the sternum up. And then one last one, really slow, full breath. So breathing in. And breathing out. Opening the shoulders, just stepping the feet together a little bit. Standing tall. There's a really nice cool breeze just blowing in through the window here. It's beautiful. Step back out. It's going to knocking into the shoulders. Straight into the shoulders. Just breathing easy, in and out through the nose. Feel how the foot connects to the ground, how you spiral through the legs. Come down to back and belly. And then just slowing down into water waves. And take a rest. Just bring your feet a little bit closer together, open up the shoulders. Just keep the chest open a little bit across here, open up the shoulders. Just watch, just keep that tailbone not tucked. So I don't want you to squeeze the bum or squeeze the tailbone underneath, but just imagine you've got a little bit of a weight on the tailbone. So the tendency, what you can do when you do this is sometimes to do this and then arch the back there. So if we're opening here, it's very gentle, not forcing anything, and we're just dropping the tailbone a little bit. Again, I'm not squeezing anything here. Just helps me lift and lengthen. So soften that lower back, soften the tailbone. Come back to about hip width apart. Slight hinge forwards, softness in the knee, bend in the knee. We're just going to raise the arms up and drop. And raise the arms up and drop. And up. And I'm not actually doing anything, I'm just letting them go. I'm not forcing them back, I'm just letting them go. I'm keeping the body nice and stable, so I'm not locking the body, but I'm not letting the arm shake me all over the place. So I'm just lengthening up and letting go. And let's just bring some breath with that. So take a slightly fuller breath in. Stay there for a count and let go. Use it as a bit of a cleansing and clearing. Breath in. Let go. Breath in. Let go. And then have a shake out. Come back to shoulder width. You're going to do, we'll break this down slowly. So you do palms up. And then you drop. One palm swings that way. The other palm swings behind you that way. Then you come back up, palms facing up. And then you drop the other way. And then palms facing up. So you see I'm just dropping, just letting the knees bend. And then we'll create that momentum. So you just drop and come up and drop. Again, just use the weight of the arms. You don't have to force anything. And if you want to use a couple of cleansing and clearing breaths, you can breathe in as you come up and not too much because we don't want to hyperventilate, but if you just need those couple of breaths, bit of cleansing and clearing. And slowing it down. Let's have a shake. Let's have a good shake. Shake out the legs. Shake out the ankles. Got a nice click in my ankle then. Shake out the hips. Shake out the arms. Let's do the washing machine. So tapping alternate heels into the ground, creating that vibration. Again, this might make you want to do that sort of like cleansing and clearing breath in. Shoulders going, tapping your heels into the floor. If you want to make a sound, make a sound. Make sure my microphone doesn't just drop off. And then slowing it down, slowing it down, slowing it down. And just standing. Let's do a little bit of work on the hips. Again, not forcing anything. If there's any pain, you stop, but we're just going to do a little bit of work to get those hips nice and oiled. So we take our feet shoulder width apart, and we'll just do some nice big hip circles. So we drop into the side, dropping back. So the knees are not locked, but as you go back, just keep those legs straight so you get that nice gentle stretch through the hamstrings. Massive big circles, bigger circles as you can. Remember also to bring the hips forwards. So hips come forwards there. Look what's happening with the femur bone in the hips. Big as you can, big range of movement. I'm sure some of you on Zoom can make bigger movements than that. I'm sorry. Mentioning no names. Let's go the other way. See if you notice a difference when we change directions. And then take a rest. Next one is very subtle because you can hardly see it, but we go a little bit wider. And here we can bend the knees a bit, and we're going to drop the tailbone. So again, have that weight on the tailbone. So imagine your tailbone has got a little bit of weight on it, hanging it towards the ground. I'm not squeezing the bum, I'm not squeezing the glutes. But now I'm going to do a little bit of rotation, imagining you're drawing a circle with the weight hanging off that tailbone. So you're really, really getting deep into those hip sockets. Oh, don't know if you heard that. It was a big crack in my knee then. Right down, it felt good, right down the shin. But it's amazing how when you start to really get into the tissues and the ligaments and the fascia and everything in the hips, there's so much going on. So tiny, tiny circles. You should be able to feel it. And then change direction. Watch that you're not tightening the jaw or tensing up here. So keep him relaxed. Above the chest, above the upper body. And then take a rest, shake out. Let's do a bit of a leg swing. So we balance on one side. So balance on this side. I swing that leg across and lift the knee. Let's break it down. And then it drops and I swing it out and drop it down. So I'm just doing this in slow motion, and then we balance on the opposite side. Swing the leg across, open up, drop down. Now, bear in mind, you can do sort of like step and reach out, which is good. But what I want to do with this, I can only show you this quickly, is it swings and out. So there's almost like a swing down and lift again. So you swing across and drop. But by drop, I'm not just crashing on the ground. It's just gently connecting to the ground. I had a client doing this and he'd had really tightness, tension in the back of his spine up there. Loads of times his shoulders and everything, and he just did this and he's one side swang and he went, whoa, it's just popped and released that tension in that upper back as well. So great for balance. And then freeing up the swing leg. Settle into a rhythm. Couple more. And then shake out. Take a rest, stand tall for a moment. Okay, I'm going to show you from the side. You keep watching the camera. It's not quite a full lunge back, but I'm stepping back and keeping my feet hip width apart. We're stepping onto the ball of the foot and then we're bending that back knee. So I'm feeling the weight through the back foot, also through the front foot, nice and strong, connected. You can physically use this glute to aim to tuck the tailbone. We're not going to tuck the tailbone. It's a way of engaging this glute, and then just breathing in and breathing out. And we're getting that little lift. So it's similar to what we did. Keep going. I'm just going to turn around so I can see you. Similar to what we did on Monday, but we're just stepping back a little bit further. So it's a little bit more challenging in terms of balance, and also really nice on that hip flexor, just getting that ability through the hip. Slowly breathing in and breathing out. Slow down as well as we come down, as we let that breath out. Challenge the balance a little bit more as you breathe in, lift. Just take the eyes up a little bit, open up the chest. Really keep nice and strong and solid, connected to the ground. Let's do one more. I just looked at myself in the camera then, and because it's the other way around, I nearly fell over because I'm going the wrong way. I'm going, whoa, and then take a rest. Debbie's going, have a good day, Debbie. Thanks for jumping in. If you can turn your iPad off and stand tall, just rest a minute. And then other side. So again, make sure you're nice and stable here. And then you can bend that back knee. Of course, if you've got any knee problems, ankle problems, if anything's painful, you stop. Make sure you're hip width apart here, nice and solid. So really grounded, stable, strong through the lower body. And then breathing in, and breathing out. Got to stop looking at myself in the camera because otherwise I wobble over. Really feel that stretch, lengthening through the front of the hip. Lifting the sternum, lengthening that upper back. And lifting the sternum, just keep going. I'm just going to quickly whiz to the side so I can show you. In lifting the sternum, I'm not leaning back. I'm lifting here and opening there, that upper back. Let's do a couple more this side. And then step forwards, rest, have a little shake if you need a shake. Take your feet shoulder width apart. Let's go palm to the ground, to the sky, and then we're going to lean over and then come back to center. Breathe in. Breathe out. Remember, we lengthen first. Let's do one more. Lengthen first. Take a rest. Bring the feet hip width apart. Step back, whichever leg you want to step back on. We're not going quite into that full lunge, but we're having a little bit of bend in the knee. Whichever leg you have stepped back with, that is the arm that raises, and then you reach across and then come back. Step forwards and then step back on the other side. Lengthen first. And then find that nice rhythm. If you've got space, you can do this walking forwards. So you could then step forwards, lengthen. So this is a nice one to do in the park. I'm just going to keep stepping forwards and backwards. Or down the aisle at Sainsbury's. Other supermarkets are available. And then to make it slightly more challenging, we let the hip go a little bit with this one. So here we've been lengthening and just reaching. Now we let that hip go a little bit with it as well. So we almost like get that bow. And this side I can't do as well as the other side. This side doesn't want to go. So it's almost like you're just letting the hip drop out a little bit as well with that one. So it's nice. It's just lengthening all that fascia out. Let's do one more each side and then we'll finish off. So step. And fall over. Please do not fall over. Have a little shake out. Pulling down, breathing in. Breathing out. And giving yourself a little bit of a brush down. And it's Wednesday again, so I will see you next Monday, where we're going to be focusing on the breath. Just as a quick note that Andrew and I, are doing a retreat or a workshop in Portugal, here in Porto, on the 3rd to the 5th of October. I know all the Breathe Balance movers had all of this information, but we're now opening this up for general uptake. So we're doing a 3-day Qigong and Oxygen Advantage workshop. It's literally here in Portugal in October. It's in the gardens where I do my runs every morning, where you've most probably seen that. So if you're interested, it's on the website now. And if you want to chat about it, just get in contact with me and I'll give you a bit more information on that. Have a great rest of your week. Thank you very much, as always, for jumping in. And I'll see you on Monday. Take care. Bye. Bye-bye.